Kings Canyon has had a massive change this season, and you may be wondering where are the best places to land within the new season. Well, no worries, today I've got you. I'm going to tell you guys the top 5 best places to land in the brand new season of Apex Legends Season 14 on the new Kings Canyons map. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a tip video, and as I said, we're going over the best places to be landing in Kings Canyon on the brand new season. Just before we start, I want to say we're getting really close to 2,000 subscribers, so if you do go down below and drop a sub, that would be greatly appreciated, and you might as well stick around on the Dominate channel because we have a lot of content coming. From tip videos to gameplay videos, you're not going to be disappointed. So kicking us right off, there's no better place to start than Relic. If you know what I mean when I say Relic, Relic is the new Skull Town. So we look back at the history. Skull Town was removed in Season 5. Salvage replaced it, and now Salvage is becoming back into Kings Canyon under the name Relic. So through it on screen now, as you can see, Relic is a very, very big place, but there's only one thing that you should realize here. Although the POI Relic is huge, Relic itself, the actual Skull Town, is tiny in the middle. So there's two ways you can go about this. You can either land straight into Skull Town, or Relic, shall we call it, and just fight for your life and hope to win, or you can land outside and rotate in. As you can see, you have a couple of buildings and a couple of supply bins dotted around Relic, which allows you to loot up before getting into the fight. This is why Relic is actually appearing on this list today, because it allows for a mass amount of loot. Because if you didn't know, Kings Canyon in itself, it has a massive loot change. There's more loot and there's more better loot. So Kings Canyon is just a better map in general now. So landed at Relic, you're going to get some insane loot off the bat, because it is a very popular place, as it is the OG Skull Town. So yeah, like I said, you can land in and just fight for your life and hope to win, or you can land on the outsides and rotate in at the buildings and the supply bins. That's why this place is really, really good. The POI is huge, but the actual Relic in the center is tiny. It's also very open as well, so there's not very many choke points, so it's not hard to get in and it's not hard to get out. So if you need to retreat, you can do. If you need to leave, you can do. If you want to push in, you can do. There's no worries about what some fences, caustic gas traps, or anything like that, because there's plenty of room to get in and plenty of room to leave. So taking up number 5 spot was Relic, and number 4 spot will go to Market. I'm gonna say Market is gonna be a very good place to be this season. Market has always been popular. It may be even more popular now because it's pretty close to the new Skull Town. So people who want to go into Skull Town can land at Market, loot up there, and rotate into the fight. But because of Relic coming into the game, this may take people away from Market. So Market may become a more reliable place to actually land and loot up, because less people are going to be going there as the focus is on Relic. Not only that, they have removed the cave entrance at the very back of Market. I'll throw the image on screen now. They removed the cave at the back of Market and made it more into the center of Market, allowing for rotations in and out quicker. It should make it difficult to get third-partied in this place, because this cave entrance is so big. It's going to be easy to spot people coming in. So it may be hard for people to come in, but it's easy for you to leave. So if trouble does come your way, you have an exit to leave Market. And if you have won Market and you are holding it in the ring and people try to ambush you, this cave entrance is a really good choke point for you to hold. So it's harder for people to come in, and it's easier for you to leave. So Market is going to be really good for the initial loot at the start of the game. And when it comes to those end games, it's a pretty good place to hold as well. Holding that choke point, that cave entrance, and having the high ground from people coming in and out of Relic, which will not be far away from Market, as we all know. So that's about it for our number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3 spot is actually going to be Octane's Gauntlet. So Octane's Gauntlet has got a massive boost and a bump up in its loot. There's a lot more loot, and the loot that you're going to be getting there are much better than before. And again, Octane's Gauntlet is, as we all know, is not that far away from Relic. So if you're going in for those kills, Gauntlet might not be a bad shout. There's a lot more loot, there's a lot better loot, and you're not too far from a big scrap. So if you want them kills, but you want to loot up beforehand, Octane Gauntlet is a great place to go. You have that guaranteed epic or legendary loot in the middle of the firing as well. There's guaranteed good loot at the start of the game. You have 2 separate buildings, and you have a load of supply bins and just floor loot in general, so you won't be at any loss for weapons, ammo, anything like that. So all the ones at the moment that I have talked about have mainly been based around Relic, but coming in at our number 3 spot is actually going to be Spotted Lake. Now Spotted Lake is a hit or miss. It is very, very far away from the center of the map, so if you're landing there, you gotta need rotation. But a good thing about this place is that there is actually a jump tower which can allow you to get from point A to point B. Now good thing to note is that 5 jump towers have been removed from Kings Canyon. So landed at Spotted Lake, you know that you have one of those few jump towers at your location, so you are able to get those easy rotations in and out of the area. Now, one bad thing though is that the loot has been taken down a notch. Spotted Lake was known to have an insane amount of loot and not many people go in there, so it was a really good drop to go. But now it is still a really good drop to go. You're just gonna have a little bit less loot than usual. Not less loot as in you're going to have nothing, just less loot than you would have the previous seasons. You're still gonna get your weapons, you're still gonna get your armor, you're gonna get your meds, your ammo, everything that you need. You're just not gonna be spoiled for choice. Having that jump tower for rotations allows you to relax a bit, because if you know if worse comes to worse and you start to get third party, fourth party, we all know how Kings Canyon works, you have a safe place to go. And our final spot for today's video will be Cage. Cage is another place this season that has had a massive change. Here's the before and here's the after. So the reason why Cage has been changed is because it was a highly populated area and it was near the center of the map, and Respawn didn't want this. They also didn't like the fact how it was enclosed, so these fights took a long time to resolve. So they've totally scrapped it and they removed the inside layers and made it totally open to resolve these fights much quicker. This allows for the most skilled team to land and finish off the whole entire group of squads who landed there very, very quickly in a short amount of time. So as soon as you land, you can get those KP, get the loot you need, and dip. You don't need to stick around. If you are sticking around, again, if you start to get pushed, it's easier to leave and it's easier for other people to join you. So you're no longer trapped to this fence. You're there, it's open, you kill the squads, you go. That's what they want this place to be. Just to read what EA have said themselves, the Cage is a memorable structure on Kings Canyon, but we felt its defensibility was too high for a POI. That's what I mean when I say that fights took way too long and people were surviving too long at the start of the game when landing in this area, so they want these fights to be over much quicker. This was contributing to third parties as players see squads entrenched inside the tower. So people were more likely to third party Cage because of how long the fights went on. It allowed people from local areas to hear these fighting after they've already looted up. They've got their weapons, they've got their armor, they're ready to fight, and they still hear fighting at Cage. So they're now ready to push, but the fights in Cage, there isn't enough loot for every single person to survive. So because these teams have already looted up and ready to go, they hear the fighting in Cage, and then they third party. But because it is in the center of the map, there's a lot of people who are going to be hearing those fights. That's why Cage was such a junction within the game. So many people go in there and so many people die in there. That's why they've changed it, and that's why I think it's a great place to go, because you go, you get the kills, and you dip. It's as quick and easy as that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope I actually helped you guys a lot. If you did find this video helpful and or entertaining, make sure you do go down below and drop a like. Dropping a like makes this video push out to the people who need to see it most, so if it helped you, by dropping a like, it's going to help someone else. You got to see two videos to the right of me. I heavily advise you guys to watch the Kraber one. It's a video I put a lot of time on, and I think it came out absolutely amazing. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see some entertainment and gameplay from me, then that's your best video to go and watch. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Thanks again. Once again, it's been my pleasure. Until next time, keep dominating, legends.